when you hit the shot and the go ahead one in game 5, was that yelling at the?
Yeah, my wrist. Yeah, because it like to explain it, like the lidocaine had worn off. I got my hand stepped on that game. Like I've never got my hand stepped on ever. I get my hand stepped on that game, so my hand is like burning the whole game. It's like swollen. There's probably video footage out there. Donnie is like trying to like kind of move my ligaments around in my hand to like get some range of motion back. So like I'm retaping at halftime. So like it was just a lot of like struggle going into that. So for that shot to go in was big.
Mr. Williams, a lot has happened since the last time you've been in front of these cameras.
A lot happened in the last like 20 minutes.
Yeah, a lot has happened. So maybe we start with that, because I was going to say dinner's going to be on you eventually. Maybe not
next year.
Maybe not right now, but eventually. Yeah. So can you explain to the audience? We're taping this Sunday morning in an undisclosed Vegas hotel room. Can you explain what the last 25 minutes? What's going down?
This isn't like, I don't have a cool story. I just signed my contract, so.
I mean, that's cool.
Yeah, it's cool. A lot of money. A lot of money. Just not.
That's cool. That's cool.
It actually went very smoothly. Like, I got to wake up like 4 minutes before, walk downstairs, signed it, and came up here.
This has been a really jaw-dropping month, I would say, or month and a half for you. Yeah. How are you sort of taking the time to kind of like 30,000 feet it? Like understand what's happening while you're living through it?
I haven't even really got to do that. I haven't stopped doing anything, but I had hand surgery. So that's what's kind of slowed it down a little bit.
Yeah. And
then being in Vegas for Summer League does not help do that. But it's been cool. Like I feel like that's part of the thing is like to be in that rush and not actually be able to like look on the outside in yet. But
yeah, I
think once I leave Vegas and we're going to the ESPYs eventually, once that's over, I'll be straight. I'll be able to like take it in.
In Arizona, I feel like everything slows down a little bit.
Yeah, but like I'm out of the way in Arizona, so like I can actually chill and like do my thing.
So you did a couple days ago. You put out an amazing video in your YouTube channel, sort of breaking down everything with the wrist injury. I want to sort of go back to April 9th with that. I still can't figure out how to pronounce what that ligament is. The scapholinate.
Scapholinate. Is that how you say it?
Scapholinate.
Yeah.
Scapholinate. So April 9th, you figure out that this has happened. What is what's your immediate thought once you sort of learn the news?
Well, you know what's funny is like when we get MRIs, for everybody that doesn't know, usually like when something's good, the MRI, like we get our results the same time every time. But when something's good, they tell you really quick. I went like 4 or 5 hours without hearing back from anybody. So I was like, I don't think this is like as good as we think it is. And so Donnie finally called me, who does like the head of our sports med and stuff. He's like, I tore it. So immediately the first thought is like, well, can I still play or did I just like ruin the season? And it took like basically like, I would say like about a day and a half. And we kind of came up with a plan to like talk to Dr. Shin, who did my surgery. And he's like the GOAT at doing this exact surgery and stuff. He was like, you can play through it and get shots and, you know, you can't do anything worse to it. So that gave me a lot of confidence to kind of go out there and like just figure out how to shoot through the pain. And credit to our medical staff, Toby, who was working with me every day, she was able to like do different tape and, you know what I mean, like experiment the whole entire time. And we just kind of like try to figure out different pain levels, different ways to like shoot. I'm like teaching myself how to shoot like a week before the playoffs and do that whole thing. So our medical staff did a good job with that and the shots.
Was there any period right after you guys got the news where there was a world where you were going to have to shut it down? Or was it kind of like everybody was just like,
everybody was like, once we talked to Dr. Shin, it was more just like, how do we manage pain?
Yeah.
Cause I was like, I want to be able to like play and not do that.
Do you think I thought it was incredible how you guys kept it a secret and there was a world for like a long time because no one keeps secrets anymore, especially like in this world where there's, you know,
cameras everywhere,
people leaking stuff everywhere, whatever it is. Do you think the primary reason to keep it a secret was because guys were gonna bang it?
Yeah, a little bit. I think that's a big one. I think also just I don't know. I just didn't really want a lot of the stuff to like drift focus away from like winning and like it be like the narrative of like, oh, he's playing hurt the whole time. Like I rather just went out there and like not focused on it. I didn't want to answer questions about it every single game or like have an excuse. So we just kept it under wraps, and we did a really good job. That Thunder organization is very good at that.
Thunder organization, organization might be the best in sports at that. I would say.
Yeah, because I've had like people that are in the media. They're like, "How did you keep that a secret? Is that why you had the tape on?" And like, I had like a wrist injury prior, which helped a little bit. So I had the tape on, so I was able to like pass it on as that. I was like, it's something I've had like all year. It's not affecting anything, and that kind of like kept everybody at bay.
Well, I thought one of the really cool things you guys did with the video, shout out to JoJo as well, was breaking down the specifics of what actually, everything from the injury itself to actually changing the shot and what went into it. Because to your point, like a lot of guys are banged up in the playoffs. Like there's a thing where you could have just had you could have had a sprained wrist. You could have had something with the wrist that was an issue, but it wasn't. When you actually understand the extent of what happened, it's a much different conversation.
Yeah, I seen on Instagram like a doctor or something like posted like what was actually going on, which helped a little bit. Because like you said, like people don't really get it, which is fine. But like the lidocaine shots that I'm getting, like I can't tell if my jumper is short or long, like because it like numbs your hand. So it's like it works in that regard of like, all right, now I can shoot a little bit, but like my range of motion in my wrist is pretty much like gone.
Yeah,
I'm like losing it the more we go on in the series. My hand is swelling up. So like there's just a lot of like little stuff that goes into it. You're playing every other day, so like it's hard to get like cortisone injections because you need another day to like really let the pain kind of settle out and all the swelling. So you like there's just a lot of like intangibles that go into like actually changing my jump shot, like shooting on my fingertips, like all that was like new.
So in retrospect, and I'm sure this answer sort of fluctuated by the day, what do you think was more challenging through this process, the physical side of it or the mental side of it?
I would say the mental. The physical got to a point where I was like pretty comfortable with like going into like what it was going to feel like. And like when I initially tore it, that was the worst it had felt up until probably like game 4 of the Denver series. So I knew how bad it could get and it wasn't going to get any worse. It was just more like the mental part of like knowing every game I got to get a shot regardless of what happened last game. And like just like having like the mental fortitude to like, okay, well after this game, I might have to get another one to like calm it down. Like that was the more challenging part.
I would also just imagine, I mean, anyone in your position, any NBA player, any professional athlete, you're so, you're used to repetition, you're used to habit, you're used to feel, used to all of these things. And it provides a level of confidence to do what you do. Mm-hmm. And then when you change that, it's like anything, it's like changing a golf swing right before the Masters.
Yeah.
Like even if it works, even if it works, you're still kind of like the second it's off, you're out of whack in a way that you've basically been training.
It's like out of my control. Yeah. Like some of like when you miss, sometimes it's like just like I said, like my wrist is not the same. So like I lost a little bit of control with some shots that are easier for me. And it's like kind of frustrating because it's like I didn't want to shoot it that way, but that's just what like my body is like going through.
Get into the Memphis series. Was game 4 Caruso the first time you got to see a different side of him with that comeback?
Yeah, he got more competitive. Definitely.
We should acknowledge we want him to be here, but he's somewhere in Tahoe.
Yeah, I think he's doing. Yeah, he's drinking. He's drinking. I think I texted him. He was doing like his what do you call it, man getaway before like you get married or whatever.
He's been on a bender for like 10 days.
Yeah, I seen him and he shaved the beard, everything except the mustache. Head nice. His head is bald. Like he's just a little mustache. So that's what he's on right now. But there was a different side of AC going into that, which was cool to see. Obviously, he had won a ring prior to that. So
it felt like, I mean, I remember the game 1 of that series. You guys you came out and blitzed them a little bit, but it felt like that's a good team. Ja getting hurt was a bummer for them, but it felt like we talked all year about the difference in this group from last year in terms of experience, and then obviously additions and everything like that. And it felt like that series was like sweeping anyone in the West
Yeah.
is hard, no matter who it is.
Yeah, the
you know,
West
he's Ja
is-
or not, it still is a
Yeah.
going into the Denver series. What were your guys knowing? You know, it's a team with championship pedigree. What were your guys' thoughts?
Make it out of the second round. That was the biggest thing. Was like that was our test. Like going into the final. I'm not gonna say like we thought, oh, we can win it if we get past Denver. It's just more like let's get over the hurdle that we were challenged with last year to like show that we got better. So a lot of that was like proving ourselves, and it was like Denver is like you said, like they won a chip. They have the same group. They know how to win. They've been to farther than we have, so they have that experience. But I think that's what the regular season is for too. Like us having the cushion we did, having home court advantage, like that played into that series. It played into the Indiana series. So that's how we went into it.
Did you? We talked all year. I mean, people have talked a lot at this point about like youngest team, blah blah blah. You know, the experience questions, everything. I was thinking about after that game one of that Denver series with the Gordon shot, the comeback. It's a gut punch. You know, that's a punch. That's
that
a
one
punch.
sucked, yeah.
That's a punch. That's doing that at home. Everyone starts chattering. Everyone starts being like, "Oh yeah, the playoffs have arrived." Did you notice anything different at that point about the locker room, about just like the sort of resiliency, you know, maybe even compared to last year?
I think last year that would have devastated us. This year was just like once you've been through the playoffs one time, I think it forces you to be a different person. Like there's so many like emotional swings and ups and downs of the playoffs that like it really didn't phase us too much.
Yeah.
We understood that we gave a game away, and then it was like, okay, well, now we got to win this next game, and then we got to go get 2 over there. Like that was our mindset. But a lot of it was just like, all right, like the game's over regardless of what happened. Like he hit a game winner. That really sucked. Just looking back at it, I could barely watch that game knowing the outcome of the series. Like it sucked, but it was like you can't feel sorry for yourself and lock back in.
Well, that was a crazy night because that was the Knicks came back on Boston the same night, which was nuts. And every sort of like broad NBA fan was already kind of
writing everybody off. Yeah.
Yeah. When they were just like, okay, this is crazy. And then you guys are up and people like kind of stop watching. They're just like, yeah, they got it. And then Gordon was on a heater the whole playoffs.
Yeah.
And that happens and it started, but I'm also kind of curious, like you guys all sort of shut it down during the playoffs in terms of reading too much or, you know, paying attention to too much of the narratives or anything like that. But it is human nature to sort of like get in we're talking before about the physical side of it, things, to get in your own head about things like this. Do you really do you sort of think about like, this is just, you've already lived through this, so this is now a thing that you were sort of used to?
No, you can't get used to it. I can't lie. Like it sucks. The way we were losing too was like heartbreaking fashion. Like the Tyrese shot, the Gordon shot.
We're good.
You know what I mean? Like
we're good to that one.
Like we gave away games. So like, it wasn't even like, obviously we got beat, like regardless, but like it felt like some games we just like gave them away, and you go like sit down and you're like replaying the game in your head, and it's like, man, we blew that one. It's not like they're just beating us by 20. It's like we just did not play well down the stretch. So
one shot to this point where you guys won that I wanted to bring up was the game 5 in the Denver series with your go ahead 3. The shot before that was Jokic tied the game with that
3,
with that crazy 3, and that felt like it was one of those things where you were like, oh, no. If you don't hit yours,
that's a game.
Yeah, that's a moment, because that's a fluky thing that when that happens, it's a little bit like if you don't nip it in the bud, it gets
out. But what's crazy is like game 5 felt like game 1. Like we go up 8, and then like they kick in shots like that to tie the game back up. So now it's like we're going in the thing like, hey, we gotta score down here. It's
sometimes in a championship run, you know, these sort of like little moments get forgotten after the fact. But I think about, like, we talked all year about the role guys, about, you know, Wiggins, Case, and guys like that just stepping up at different points. Think about game 4. You guys are down 2-1 at the end.
We got to walk them down.
Yeah.
Which was cool.
That was a little bit, I feel like, as much as, you know, you, Chet and Shea sort of had your impact on this entire run, it was like that was those guys.
That was their game, yeah. Wiggs played really well too. Okay, so obviously AC was consistent the whole time. Same thing with Lou, but like, yeah, Wiggs had a great game. He shot us back in the game, you know. And it's guys like that when you championships and like those games kind of go unnoticed because everybody's going to remember like all the game 7s and that. But they're just, the more that I like see the highlights, I'm like, man, these are like some like in just grand scheme, like there's some like huge shots. Wiggs, I think, hit 2 threes in a row to bring us back.
And then Lou had the 3 threes.
Lou had 3. We were going to probably lose that game if he doesn't make those shots. So like we have a ton of big shot makers. Queso in the Minnesota series, like he made a ton of big shots. Like just throughout that run, like those are the guys that you need to like step up and play well, and they did that.
When you hit the shot and the go ahead one in game 5, were you yelling? Was that yelling at the?
Yeah, my wrist. Yeah, because it like to explain it, like the lidocaine had worn off. I got my hand stepped on that game. Like I've never got my hand stepped on ever. I get my hand stepped on that game, so my hand is like burning the whole game. It's like swollen. There's probably video footage out there. Donnie is like trying to like kind of move my ligaments around in my hand to like get some range of motion back. So like I'm retaping at halftime. So like it was just a lot of like struggle going into that. So for that shot to go in was big.
What was your feeling watching Alex in game 7 with Jokic?
It was impressive. It wasn't anything out of the norm for him.
You don't think so?
Nah. It's just Jokic, so it gets like...
He's just so big. That's the thing. Yeah. It's like him doing that to almost anybody else. This guy's made multiple all-defense teams. Like, you're not going to be surprised. It's just the physical. It's
AC
the mass
doesn't
of it.
Surprise me. Like the stuff that we're like going into and like how he approaches it. Like for him to have success that night on Jokic, like it doesn't shock me. And then it honestly, like the way he was playing, like helped us in a way because it's like now we can kind of like be way more aggressive because like Jokic is having to fight for every catch and like really work hard. So it's like now I can really help AC, and he just did a good job on him. So like it doesn't shock me. Like the things we do defensively, like with our team and the talent we have defensively, like, doesn't like shock me. It's more like the outside world that's not with them every day is like the shocker.
What do you think in the Minnesota, you know, has played you guys well. They played you well all year. You guys were great the whole series. What do you think went so right?
Well, we shot the ball well. Denver series, we were up and down.
Yeah.
I think after the Denver series, we just had like a good like reset, to be honest. Like that series was so emotional. Like we were able to kind of back away from it a little bit and like treat that one. We did a really good job of treating that one completely new. And it was just a completely different style of like basketball that kind of fit something that we wanted to play like. You know, Denver slows it down a lot. Like they're playing through Jokic. You don't really know what to expect with him either. It's going to be him and Jamal in a pick and roll. And it's kind of like, from a help side perspective, like you're kind of just on edge, like waiting for them to make decisions to react to. And Minnesota is just obviously like a different playing style. Like they want to get up and down. They want to have space, and that fit what we were trying to do too. It
is an impressive level of resilience though, because there is obviously such a, historically in sports, there's a come down effect.
Yeah.
You have a thing that's that emotional when you have a game 7. There's a little, and you're also like, you're going to these things. I think you guys had a day off or something like that.
Yeah.
Like you're going in right away.
I think that was the best thing for us. Like we didn't have a break either. It's like we had a rhythm. We had a rhythm of like playing. That was the hardest part about like, I feel like going into the Denver series too was like just having that kind of long break. Like it breaks your rhythm in the playoffs because you're playing every other day. You have that schedule and then you take 7 days off or you take 6 days off. And it's kind of like, you don't ever do that during the season. And so the fact that we had that in Minnesota where it's like, all right, we just finished this series.
It's an interesting thing, I think, with sports. I mean, they always say that with baseball, with like the baseball playoffs. So like wild card teams always go on that run because they basically
just play.
Yeah, you just don't have any time to think about it. You just go. Even March Madness. I mean, maybe you're not going to win the championship, but like bubble teams will just get hot because they're in
a rhythm. They're playing more games than, you know, whereas you're just waiting and practicing against each other. And you don't usually have that during the year. So it's like out of the normal to like sit there and not play.
Yeah. Were you guys able to follow anything that was happening in the East? Or were you kind of just like, we just got to do it?
I honestly did not watch any games. I was like looking at box scores.
Yeah.
And I like, obviously you see a couple things. It was hard not to see Indiana, but I was really off social media. Like,
yeah.
Social media was frying
the Indiana stuff was just
insane.
We'll get to it defied like the laws of gravity. It's just the stuff that,
bro. We were like, when we were watching, like I said, I was watching box scores. So I'm like, kind of like the same thing with that Denver game 1, like, oh, okay, they're gonna win. And the next thing I know, I'm like, why is it in overtime? They're just up 10 with like a minute, and then that whole thing. So yeah, shout out to Indiana. They were
the Knicks game 1 was the craziest one.
Insane, yeah.
Because they the Knicks played well. That was what was I kind of felt bad for it. And the Cavs, I guess the one before. I mean, it was a little bit like, and we'll get to your guys to the finals, but with the exception of the Milwaukee comeback, the Cavs and the Knicks kept making shots. The Pacers just it was like an out of body experience.
They were hitting threes every time down. Yeah, it wasn't like they were getting layups like
in like 40 seconds.
Yeah,
where it's like all of a sudden you wake up and you're like somehow you're down.
Yeah, the
one.
rate they were hitting threes was like you can't not score on the other end. Otherwise, it's like you're gonna give up. Like you're gonna start losing like 9-2 on these runs.
When you guys know you're playing them in the finals. I went to the game. I saw you before. I went to the game when you guys played them during the regular season. OKC, you beat them pretty good, but they played you really tough in Indy, and they were like I think second or third best team in the NBA since January 1st ahead of time. So you're not going to be surprised by anything that's happening. What was your sort of thought process going in, knowing how they play and knowing that speed and pace?
It was a little different because of the run that they were on to get to that point. Which is hilarious thinking back because the one thing we were talking about was like, all right, if we're up by a certain amount, don't let them get back in the game.
That's where they're comfortable.
They're comfortable down like that because that's just what they've been accustomed to. And then obviously we lose the way we do, which was kind of like it sucked in the moment. But also when we went to watch film, like we did a good job of like being able to, I wouldn't say like laugh at ourselves, but it was kind of like, well, all right, well, we know what to do now because like we just said let's not do that, and that's what happened. So you look at like game 2, kind of the same thing. We just didn't play as tentative, and then we were able to like keep the lead at bay. But going into it, like we knew they were a good team. I don't think the world was really sold on it. And like you said, like if you follow along with the NBA season pretty good, like they were good throughout the whole year.
Did you see? I think that they may say this now. They may take them time to kind of admit this. I feel like the Shea, Nembhard, and Lou, Ben, the Canadian dynamic made it more interesting in a way because it was almost like everything just got the finals didn't matter. It was like going back to growing up and everything.
That
just
was like grassroots, kind of like competitive, like AAU competitive. Yeah, I thought it was good. Any narrative with the NBA in the finals is going to be good, whether it's like them competing against each other or like some type of like brothers playing against each other. It was good for like the series and like they were going at each other too the whole time. We'll get to game 5, but you were awesome all series. And especially I think like in 3 and 4 in Indy, they were reliant on you specifically so much to kind of do everything. But game 4, Shea at the end, where it looked like special.
He looked gassed. It kind of was like, you don't know. And then all of a sudden you're like, yeah, that's the MVP.
Yeah, yeah. It was like we were in the huddle and I was like, game 4, I had a really good game. And so just like down the stretch, I was scoring. And then I think that helped him get like his win back a little bit because he didn't have to like break and get a catch or bring the ball up the whole time and get hounded. So like the fact that I was scoring, we were moving the scoreboard and getting stops, I think helped him catch his second win. And then I think there was a moment I knew we were going to win the game when I threw him a pass on the wing and he finally hit a 3. And I was like, yeah, I think we're gonna get it. Cause then he went on a scoring run after that. He finally got an easy one, like an easy 3. And then I think that kind of like charged up his rhythm. And then he was special after that.
So 40 ball game 5, have you reflected on just the significance of that? In a not a deciding game 5, but it's like a 2-2. This is a make or break. This is the biggest game of your life.
Yeah, I don't really think too much about like the 40. It's just more like how important that game, like game 5s are so important, especially when you're tied. Cause it really determines the series. And like for us, that keeps our home court advantage. Cause it's like, if we lose that, we have to win 2 in a row. And like we have a must win on the road when they can close out.
With those crazy fans.
Yeah. And then obviously the opposite of that is they have to do that with us. So it's like, we'll take our chances doing that. So the game 5, like I didn't even really notice the amount of points I had till after. Cause I was just such in like a state of like, let's win the game. And
how is your wrist at this point? Like has it been long enough that you've now become like, this is just like my new reality? It was a custom.
Yeah. Like I understood that like my jump shot's not going to be what I want it to be, but like I was able to manage the thing. I actually like, if you really look at it, I was able to like get a lot of easy ones, like running, cutting, getting like some easy ones. So like that helped me get a rhythm. I had mastered my free throws. I don't even think I missed a free throw that. So like I was like if I get to the line, I need these points. So I was shooting a ton of free throws while I was out, and then that propelled me. So when I needed like a couple extra shots, like when I kicked those in, it just added to it.
Well, I am also I'm curious. We've talked sort of all year about 5-man Jalen and just like and this is what your game is, of being able to do everything and be flexible and not be someone who it's like if one thing isn't working, you're not going to be able to be effective. But it did feel like it felt like in the finals that was a thing that like of all the things that you guys did well, they didn't have any. There's the way that team is built. You present a unique challenge for them, and so that was the thing where your sort of like the flexibility and size and physicality became a thing where it's like you don't have to shoot.
Yeah.
You can just kind of dominate the floor just by mixing and matching every time down.
Yeah, I mean they presented their. What was cool is like we're both low key the same, but like drastically different. Because like we both want to play fast and open space, but the way we do it is a lot different. Ours comes from like defensively, like being able to get stops and run out, and theirs is like no matter what happens, we're gonna throw the ball ahead and we're gonna run and we're gonna like create action. And like even if they get a mismatch, like the NBA, usually kind of isolate. They play with the mismatches, which is so smart. And I hate to bring up another pod, but like if you watch like the Bron one where they were talking about the finals, like Tyrese will get a 5-man, and instead of just going at the 5-man every time, it's like now the 5-man's in a pick and roll and he's never actually guarding the ball. Like that's how they want to play. So, and we're kind of like that in a way. We just get to it differently. So it was cool to play them because it was like we're trying to do the same thing, but it's so different in like how we get it done.
Did you feel like you knew that about them before you actually had to play them in a 7-game series?
Yeah, that's why we weren't like shocked like the rest of the world was that we were there, because like that brand of basketball wins games. Like they trust each other to make another play. Yeah, and that's hard to beat over the course of 7 games.
And that feels on a broad level. If you're not a part of a championship team, if you're not a part of a team that knock on wood is going to be in the situation a lot moving forward. When you're building a team now, if you're Sam, if you're like what is your lesson from you guys and from them in terms of the team you're going to put together?
Training camp is very important as far as like putting your principles together, and the people that are on the team, like who you're drafting, who you're trading for. Like, I think the person has a lot more to do with that than skill level and talent. Because like when you're willing to like play for each other and do that, like you see over there too, they have the same type of camaraderie. Like,
yeah.
They get excited for each other. You look at Tyrese, like he's a really cool dude. Like that's very infectious. And for both teams, like you see it in how you play, like making one more without thinking about it, running the lane, making sure each other's open, helping each other up when they fall. Like all that little stuff really adds up over time. And when you do that over the course of the season, like everybody ends up with one goal. Like you look at their media interviews, they're all in sync. And then you look at our interviews, it's like we're all saying the exact same thing. So it's like, over the course of time, you just like get battle tested with each other, and that's how you become a special team.
I think also, and you're where you're really right with their particular group is they've been sort of in the last couple of years the place that like look at a guy like Obi. Like Obi had a tough run in New York.
Yeah.
He had sort of all these expectations, didn't really work out, and he was able to find his role there and be so good for them and so effective for them. In part because Rick and the coaching staff there is really good, but also they really know their roles. Like everyone knows, he knows their rotations are so defined. Mm-hmm. He knows exactly what he's doing when he's coming in. There's no question of like, oh, like Obi wants to come in and just like
jack shots.
Yeah, just jack shots. Thing, yeah. It's like everyone is operating within what
they're good at. Everybody does what they're good at and like brings what they're supposed to do to the table on the team and not play outside of that.
What was your experience with TJ?
Ugh, dude's so annoying. Special player though. He's cool. He's been cool. What's cool is like looking back at it, and even like I was able to like kind of share a couple moments with him like during the game. Is like he was really cool to me when I got drafted. So we've like always kind of like kept in touch, and like every time we play, he's cool.
Was there any Arizona connection or not really?
No, I mean he played there. Obviously, and like I'm from there, so he like knows the areas. I think he knows a little bit about the WCC too. But he's just a good dude. Like obviously been around TJ. Like him and AC, I think are cool too. Like he's a special player, but he was very annoying during that series.
There was a part of me, I hate to say it, sitting with you, but there was a part of me that was like when Ty got hurt, in the second half, I'm like, is TJ gonna win this game? And it's
we were
gonna
thinking
be
the same thing.
It's gonna be like a
bro.
Disney movie.
Yeah, he was like he like ran off a run, and we were like going into the huddle. We were like, bro, like. But yeah, he was annoying during that series, and annoying obviously is a good thing. Just on the other end of that, but yeah, he played his butt off during the series. And
what was the emotion of Game 7 for you, sort of like overall? I saw you after the game. Obviously, you're happy, but just like the morning leading up to it, halftime, everything like that, where it's like you can't say this is another game.
No, you can't. It's the last game. That's what we were saying in the thing. So it's just like, I think the most important thing is like the night before, the day before, like what you do in that period. So I try not to do anything different than what I do for any other game, and I kept my routine very normal. And then from there, it was just like I'd already been in the mindset of like, it's the last one, so just leave it all out there. Mark did a good job just kind of letting us rock too. Like we basically had the same rotations. We just did what we do. Like you don't ever want to, we were going to live and die by like how we play and just go from there. And I think we did a good job of that. I ate kind of like the same meal, same time, got to the arena same time, same prep, same songs I listened to before the game, and go out and treat it like another game, knowing that it's the last one regardless.
What was the funniest moment in the 72 hours after? Most entertaining moment?
I mean, there's a lot. I mean, I walked out with a bag of popcorn.
First drink.
Yeah, first drink. I think for us, everybody saw like us not knowing what to do with the champagne was pretty funny. I think, yeah, I always remember that. Like us taking pictures in the trophy room, us sitting in the, like, where they take you in the back. There was like no AC. So like I have this Letterman jacket on. I'm like dying, like trying to get these pictures with the fam.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's the classic. You're doing it for the fit, not for the like, practicality.
I was hot. Like the AC was done in Paycom. Like that was funny. But I think the champagne will stick out because I had no idea what I was doing. My hand was like, I couldn't even really hold the bottle anymore. Like I'm carrying the trophy around with my hands like swollen. Like all that was fun.
The parade, Wiggins in particular, but I feel like you guys did it right.
Great speech, yeah.
Yeah.
The parade, I don't know why everybody was doing like the thing on, I don't know why it was a trend to like say that there wasn't a ton of people out there, but yeah, it was actually overwhelming how many people there were. But I mean, I enjoyed it. Oklahoma enjoyed it. So
my takeaway from being at the beginning of Game 7, I don't know that I've been in a louder arena than before the game. And I feel like, I mean, the takeaway is whatever. It's like people say whatever they want online. Yeah. But I feel like the really cool thing about your guys' story is it's like this team is growing with the fan base.
Yeah, so this is their first one. Like we're trying to figure it out too.
Yeah.
And the NBA, like you don't really get a lot of time to like actually set up a parade. We had to do our parade on Tuesday because of the draft. So it's like, it was rushed in a way, and we still had 700,000 people over there. The grass that we're on, you can't even see the grass. Like, yeah, we got to run the whole parade. We didn't even stay on the float. Like, we ran the whole parade.
It's a thing I like about, I mean, not to, compare them because like I love Laker fans, but like fans like they're like spoiled. You know what I mean? It's like you win. It's like you win, and then 6 months later, it's like, well, if we're not winning again, then we got to fire a bunch of people. We got to get a new team in. It's like I feel like the Thunder fans appreciate it. This is a thing that they are. And I feel like that culture has been a thing you guys have built up for the last couple of years, and to have it kind of like crescendo in this way is real. It's almost like everyone needs a ring.
I wish like you could just give every fan a ring and just do that. Or like maybe they'll do like replicas or something. But like, yeah, I just going back to parade, like I really enjoyed the parade. Like we got to like really, it was very fitting what we did for parade. Like the way the fan base is with us, like we were able to like go out there and like lean on the gate and like, high five people. Like they're out, and it was like 105 degrees. So it's like we're running the parade. Chet got his shirt off with Don Julio in his hand. Lou don't got a shirt on with his flag. Like, I thought it was really cool. Like, everybody got to see Shea in a different light. Like, you usually see him so serious. Like, for him to, like, be able to, like, I wouldn't say come out of his shell, but, like, for everybody to see how he is around us was really cool. So, yeah, it was fun. I don't think any other teams ever ran the whole entire parade.
No.
You know what I mean? Usually you stay on the float.
Yeah. The diagonal catching the beer.
Yeah. I didn't know he could do that. So like, thought for sure he would drop it.
Everyone just showing off his skills.
Yeah. Everybody was doing something they've never done before. So it was fun. I had a very fun time with the parade.
What do you think your biggest like basketball and emotional lesson has been in the last like 2.5 months?
I probably have two. Like the media thing for me is like they're gonna love you one day, they're gonna hate you the next day, and that cycle is gonna continue so they can get people to watch. And people don't actually watch; they just listen to what people are saying. So it's like, so that helped me a lot because then it was like I have a bad game. It's like, yeah, like I'm actually the only one experiencing what's going on.
Yeah.
So it's like that was a big one for me. And then two, it was just like, just keep the main thing the main thing. Like there's gonna be ups and downs during the series, but like whatever work you put in during the summer is gonna show up when you need it. And I was pretty confident in a lot of the stuff that I had done leading up to it.
What are you watching? Not even just with you guys. I mean, we were talking about Cody before. He's like awesome so far. What are you watching for this summer? Like, what are you need it? You're going to take a break. Like you got to turn off a little bit because you just have to. But like, what are you sort of excited to see basketball wise overall?
I always like watching the landscape of the NBA change drastically, like with the trades and
You
stuff.
like it?
Yeah. I think it's fun. It makes me feel like I'm in the NBA because it's like before, I always try and keep perspective on like when I was younger, what it felt like. And now that I get to be in it, I always try and have like that same energy towards it. So I always look forward to like who's getting traded, who's doing what, and like understanding the landscape of the NBA. So like the trade, I don't know if it's like the deadline, but like the trades throughout that were really cool. And then I don't know, I try and just watch like Cody playing in summer league. Like I try and like really enjoy that.
Which moves were you, not even like you like them, but you just were like impressed by, interested by?
I mean, we had our first 7-team trade. Like that's probably the most interesting one.
It was also like it's like they announced it and then it just kept growing. It just went from being like, KD's going to
Houston,
Rockets, and then all of a sudden it's like all these different things.
All these people are going everywhere. Like there's a bunch of buyouts happening. I was a little shocked by the Desmond Bane trade. I think
he was too.
Yeah, I think. But yeah, I mean that's the NBA. Like
they're going to be good though. Orlando's going to be good.
Yes, I think that was a good trade.
It's we've talked about this before, but the West is just
it, bro.
It's not right.
Oh, Atlanta got way better.
Yeah,
I think Jalen Johnson was hurt at some point last year.
He was hurt. He got hurt in like February.
Yeah,
because he was playing great.
He was playing really. I was about to say he's going to be an X factor for them because he's really good.
And Dyson's only going to get better.
Yeah, Dyson. Yeah, like they're young too. Obviously, Trae Young at the helm.
Yeah.
They got Nikhil. I think Nikhil getting him was a great piece. So I think they're going to be good. Like the Celtics, like what's happening with them. Like obviously now we're getting involved in that because everybody's talking about like how they won and then how they had to split up and something about an apron. Like there's a bunch of stuff going on with that.
So we did an ep yesterday with CJ and he just stopped being the PA.
Yeah,
head
Fred
or whatever.
Is now, yeah.
And like we were just talking, I mean, like, I'm curious, like now your perspective on it, because people have been saying this. People have been bringing this up with you guys about how like you basically have too many good players, and so I'm like, when you're in the middle of it, is this a little bit like you can think about the big picture like this, or you're just like I gotta play, I gotta do what I can do. Like Sam's clearly good at his job. Like
let Sam do his job. Yeah. Let Sam do his job. I have never tried to sign a player or trade a player, and Sam has never played in the NBA. So we have a good understanding of I'm gonna do me and he's gonna do him, and he's good at like open dialogue too. Like we have a very good relationship as far as like talking and like what's expected and what he thinks, and so we have a good dynamic. So I'm never worried about what is going on in the front office.
Yeah.
And you really can't, like the NBA is very unpredictable. And if you do, you can drive yourself crazy.
I think the dialogue thing is, I mean, it's so important in any job, but like, when Cam just got traded to Denver and it was
another
like,
good pickup. Yeah.
You could pick up, but like, he wasn't surprised.
Yeah.
They've been telling him the whole time, like it could be here, it could be here. And so what ends up happening, like you're not going to have ill will when you have a sense of it coming. I just think it's when people are being like, dishonest or sort of like duplicitous, that's where you run into problems.
And that happens a lot.
Yeah. Before we wrap, we have to do a couple movie things.
Okay, let's rock.
Who do you think should be James Bond?
Oh, Idris Elba. Idris, I think, right? Idris Elba?
Yeah. Do you think that I was in London last week and
didn't they pick somebody?
No. So it's a new.
I thought they got somebody.
No, there's new. They were going to pick this guy, Aaron Taylor Johnson, was sort of like the front runner for it. But then there's a family, the Broccoli family that owns Bond. They sold it to Amazon for like $1 billion. So there's
shout
new
out them.
producers on it now. And so the new producers have to pick a new person. I feel bad for this guy because
Yeah,
he's going to get it.
yeah.
Now he's out. But my question is, does Bond have to be a certain age? Is it like, because some of the people they were talking about was like Tom Holland, like younger people, like younger actors.
Tom Holland, I don't know if he can be Bond. He's Spider-Man, so
That's what I think too.
He's actually in too big of a role. It's like Robert Downey Jr. really can't be anything else.
Yeah.
Like with outside of Marvel. I don't want to say it like he's a very good actor. But it's just like when you're in that big of a role, I think when you take on too many like huge roles,
It becomes
like
confusing.
Yeah,
Spider-Man
so
and
he
Bond
needs to
is
stay
crazy.
Spider-Man. I think Idris Elba will be a good one.
What do you think about? Did you see the F1 movie?
I did, yeah.
What do you think about Damson? I think Damson
actually, he's another good one.
He'd be low key really good.
I think he'd be really good. Yeah, and he doesn't have like a movie to like ruin that. I feel like.
Yeah, and he's young enough that he can like grow into it. Like,
yeah, he
Idris
can
would be
do it
dope,
over.
but
Yeah, he can do it for a long
he
time.
can do it for like 15 years.
Yeah, that's a good one. I like that one.
What have you watched recently that people should watch?
I mean, F1. I liked it. I'm trying to go see Superman. I'm getting like mixed reviews on that one, which means it's probably good.
Yeah. Have you watched Mobland?
I just started. Who told me to watch it?
I might have told you to watch it. It's honestly,
you definitely
it's
did?
honestly,
Yeah.
it's Tom Hardy is like,
He's such a good actor.
Yeah,
he's good. I just started. I think I'm on episode 2.
what's your most underrated TV performance?
Most underrated TV performance. Hey, you know what? It low-key might be him again in Peaky Blinders. Because who's the main? I always forget. He's so good in that one that like it kind of takes away from everybody else and how good they are. But I think he honestly is really good in Peaky Blinders.
That's a funny show. That's a funny show now, looking at the cast, like after Oppenheimer.
Yeah.
Because like when that show came out, those guys were not on the same level as they are now. And so it was a little bit like,
yeah. Another good one. I think I don't know the actor's actual name, but Leon in Snowfall.
Oh yeah.
Underrated.
Snowfall
I
in
think he's very
general.
good.
Is underrated.
Yeah. That's probably my favorite show ever.
Is there a movie show you're planning on? I will say, we'll preface this on this show. We're going to be doing some movie stuff later on, which we're in the process of planning right now. Is there a thing you want to watch this summer that you want to get into? You haven't started yet?
Like a show or just a movie?
Anything.
I'm trying to think what's coming out. There's one more big movie out. Oh, what's the one with Leo that's coming out? Leonardo DiCaprio.
The PTA movie in September is going to be big.
I really want to see that one.
That's going to be big. Spike and Denzel.
Spike's having another movie too. Is that coming out this year or next year?
Yeah, it's coming out in August.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's A$AP Rocky.
A$AP Rocky's in it. Yeah.
It's Rocky, Denzel, Jeffrey Wright, and
yeah, I'm excited for those.
And you should watch that's based on a Japanese movie called this one's called High and Low, and the original one was called something similar. It was like High Low in Japanese or whatever it is, but it's like crazy. Jalen, we will be seeing you more this summer.
Yeah.
Congrats,
got some more episodes.
Congrats on the
This is the first one since The Ring, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
Congrats on the ring. Congrats on the signing. I feel like this is more than well deserved. And now you just got to keep it going.
Yeah.